So this is the beginning of the internet changing. The internet, as you guys know it, is going to change in drastic ways. We're moving into a quantum net. So in 2018, quantum computing, it was in the background running all of our logistics, governmental, information infrastructure, our grid system. So it's been unseen for a while, but now we're moving into a quantum net. The QFS is the foundation for that quantum net, and the rest of the internet is going to begin to be linked into it. And the quantum net will be essentially one internet, okay? There will be no more segregation or separation within the internet. It's going to be one net. Each one of you folks is going to be a file within that net, and every dot and tittle of your digital activity is going to be under your file. The keys to your file is going to begin with your biometric data. I think they're going to ease people into this with face scans, iris scans, palm scans. But as it progresses, you're going to have all of your biometric data. Now, why? And the answer is because quantum computing is so powerful, there's going to be no way to secure your personal file except with every dot and tittle of your biometric data. You know, a 256-bit blockchain is a joke to a quantum computer. A quantum computer can break that in a fraction of a second. So essentially what has to happen, this is the beginning, it's setting the stage for the Internet of Bodies. And essentially what will happen is every dot and tittle of your biometric data will essentially be one blockchain for your file on the internet, which is becoming one net. And all of that is going to be linked into and through the quantum financial system. And when I say your complete biometric data, I mean your brain mapping, your physiology, your heartbeat, your activity, all of it. This is why they need the intra-body nano network in people, and then the digital ID, which will progress to a quantum dot.
Flatlie royal since 1840.
Explain that.
Flatlie royal means illegitimate, not allowed on the throne. So, from the Battle of Waterloo, the British royal family lost all their money, and they've been funded by the Rothschilds in exchange for breeding rights. So the Rothschilds had the breeding rights to the British royal family from 1819 to 2019.
So what was the purpose of the Rothschilds needing this?
The British royal family were virtually bankrupt from 1815. So the Rothschilds funded the British royal family in exchange for the Rothschilds breeding the royals. So the whole British royal family are Rothschild Batards, and Batard is the royal name for bastard. So what I did in my legal documents is I exposed King George V of England as being sired by Tsar Alexander III of Russia, and I exposed Queen Elizabeth II as sired by artificial insemination by Winston Churchill, who was actually the illegitimate son of King Edward VII.
Hang on.
I know, it gets too much, so I'll show you a chart.
Okay, so you've got it all laid out for us to see?
Absolutely.
Greg has produced a chart showing a surprisingly different narrative of the royal lineage we've all become accustomed to.
So these legal documents that you've registered and given to the British royal family, you've also sent copy of these to various other world leaders?
America, Russia, Israel, England, plus
And
the Pope and the Archbishop of Canterbury.
And nobody contested these documents?
Well, they've accepted them all by passive acquiescence and cognitive avoidance, and they've put an estoppel in action on them, which means to stop due to the action, which is an admission. So the whole world has been acting on my documents, including the British royal family. They've acquiesced to my documents by removing their emblem off the Buckingham Palace gates and by doing a Rex Abscondus, and the Queen has gone into hiding in Windsor Castle for the purpose of supposedly the coronavirus. But the coronavirus actually means we crown him in Latin, right? The whole world's closed down for Lent. The Pope's abdicated, the Queen's abdicated, and I've been named in movies. I've named myself in the documents with these titles, given the reasons and the history of why I have these titles, and it's been accepted. So I'm now getting phone calls from and interviews with American generals accepting me and putting me in place.
My colleague, Dr. KernzyP, who's been in touch with fertility clinics. They've never seen anything like it. The sperm of inoculated men does not swim. The eggs of inoculated women do not grow into embryos. And those that do have a huge amount of contamination with stuff that's non-organic. What's going on here? We also know that according to the first New England Journal of Medicine study saying that Pfizer was safe and effective, this was in June of 2021. If you look at the raw data, it proves that 80% of the women who get the shot in the first and second trimester, basically 0 to 20 weeks, have an 80% miscarriage rate. Now, the miscarriage rate, just baseline, is 1 in 6. It's now 7 to 8 times that much. Dr. James Thorpe points out that there's a 79% increase in fetal malformations. There are unprecedented numbers of stillbirths. But again, this stuff becomes so censored that the mainstream says, oh no, that's a lie, you're making that up. We also just published My Cycle Story with many scientists, including Dr. Hooker here, where we had a database of over 6,000 women that came forward because their voices were being silenced. We had a group of about 20,000 women on Facebook who were talking about their experience with their menstrual cycle. They'd never seen anything like it. 90-year-olds beginning bleeding again. And we're not talking mild bleeding. We're talking clotting. I had women calling me who had been passing clots for weeks and weeks. We have two VAERS cases of little girls, 18-month-old girls, who hemorrhaged and died. In my cycle story, so we had over 6,000 women. Then we looked at the baseline rate of what's called a decidual cast shedding, decidual cast passing a decidual cast. That is where the entire inside of the uterus just is shed all at once as a piece. It looks just like a plaster cast of the inside of the uterus. In our data, as I recall, it was like 269 women reported this. Most of our original database were women who hadn't even had the shot. It's